Hello, welcome back. This time around, I'm going to show you how to write your custom Jinja codes. You can reference the Jinja from the official documentation, and you can find something like this. We use something like this to format currency earlier on. You see the kind of information. This Jinja can be used both in print format and on your web portal. But you could also write your own Jinja code in case you have you have some kind of extra um, function you want available in your HTML templates. To write your Jinja, the framework has or the template or what's it called, documentation already shows us how to work with it. Click on this hooks URL, and once the page opens, search for JENV, Control F, JENV. Okay, page is open, search for this JVMV and see it says Frappe provide a list of global utility methods in Jinja template to add your own and filters. To add your own methods and filters, you can use the JENV hooks. These JENV hooks can be directly applied inside the hooks file from your source code. Okay, I'm going to close all this now. From our app, this hooks.py file source code, you directly just add it here as a JENV. Is a kind of a dictionary. You add it there. So what I want to do in this part of the video is to have our property price show both in naira and it could be your own currency and Bitcoin as well, the current value of Bitcoin as at the current moment. And to do that, first I'm gonna test this Jinja. Test the Jinja. We're just gonna test something on the page. Just write something. I might have to. Yeah, this value here should not be here. I'm just gonna have to change what we have here. To do that, just simply come to our app, create a new file. Excuse me. I'm going to drop this library here first. Okay. Onto this page, grab this entire line. Like I said, you can add it directly inside here, but I do like to add mine outside. Just going to call it JENV. Is assign JENVs. Then from the top, I like to break down my configuration into different files from .JENV import JENVs. That's it. Then we'll create a file in our app called JENV, JENV.py. And inside the app, I'm going to import Frappe, then create a variable called JENV. Okay, now that you can copy this from this web page entirely and paste it here. And I'll name this JENVs. Drop it down. Here's our Jinja template. We have two things you can create in the Jinja templates. You have methods and filters. Here's how method works. In method, you write your function, then from your page you pass value, your function does something with that value and returns. Then for filter is a little bit different. Filter is you kind of have a value. You don't just pass the value, you pass both the value and how you want this to be applied. So the filter just kind of, you see, it takes your value and it takes two values. It takes what came from your maybe database or from your page, then took this as well. Okay, took this as well. and at the end of the day it returns value to it. So, but they are almost kind of the same. The only difference that you are passing different. This is the main value, and you're trying to filter it with this one. So it takes the value and the currency, try to match it and return. It's almost similar, but we are just going to do something to see how to work with it. I might just end up working on methods. You can try out the filter for yourself. Okay, comment these filters out. Then your method, the JENV contains a dictionary. Inside the dictionary, you have a key value pairs. The value is a list that has can have several methods inside it separated by commas. For the now, I'm gonna use something called multiply. Multiply, yeah. Okay, let me use the filter. Okay, I'm gonna do it one after the other. I'm just gonna say add, or okay, return the power. The power, that is the exponent. You can say exp, return the exponent. Then our app is estate app dot estate app.jenv. In fact, I'm going to rename this jenv to Jinja. I'm going to rename it to Jinja. Jinja.py. So estate app.jinja dot, what should I call it? Dot x exponential. Then we can come down here, say methods, define x. The x takes two value, just a value. We'll call it num. Then inside a num, I think I'm going to float the num, float, return, float, num, the power of 2. Okay, in the list you have this column separating what this is what you should call, you will call in the Jinja template this value here, x. Then this is a dotted part to the function itself you are calling in the Jinja, and this variable before this column represent what you call in the Jinja. You can try that out. Go back to this and correct this is from Jinja, not from JENV again, from Jinja. Import this. You can restart your server. Then in our web page, where should I use? Okay, let me use the agents. Agent index.html. I add something here, h3. Then exp. I want to get the exponent of 5 to the power of 2. Save 5 to the power of 2. I've saved that. Come straight to our web page, agents. Let's see what we get. And you see what was returned, though this JavaScript is coming from the JavaScript I used to show you something earlier from this file, agent index.js alert agents. I'm just going to click that. You can see what came here. 2 to the power of 5 and 5 to the power of 2 is we give you 25, and we have a value returned to us on our web page, and that is from what? From our Jinja templates, this file here. Then how about filter itself? Filter, you have two values. Okay, hash filter. Okay, yeah, I can say define add two values, add. I have v1 comma v2. Okay, I'm gonna return both values as float Normally this value may come into the page as a string. That is why I'm trying to float it. Float v1 plus float v2. Okay. Some may ask, what about the value array does not have a zero, is kind of a whole number. At the end of the after doing your float, you can try to check if your value kind of returns something bench console. If it returns something a little different, like I think we have something like 23.0. When you do, forgotten which one is floor and which one is, let me use 20 by 4. And which one is floor? Okay, yeah, I think you use something like this. Remember, if there's a zero, if the remainder is equals to 0, then you make it integer. If it is not equal to 0, you make it the other value. Okay, and we call this add. Can duplicate this. This becomes a filter, no longer a method. The filter takes two values. Okay, then go back to the web page. I'm going to add a filter as well. And here I just simply just say something like 6 plus. Okay, if you take a look at the documentation, you see how it was used. Just bring your filter here, then you can pass a value to it. So I'm going to do the same. Come 6 plus add. This is the value we are passing. Then what are we passing to it? We are passing, it becomes 6 plus 6. Let's see what we get. Save, reload page. If we get any error, we'll refresh, we'll fix the error. And you see, we got 12. So the meaning of this is the first value, then the second value here. That's all mean that the first value will be passed to the left, second value. If you have something like 2 here, you should get 8. It becomes 6 plus 2. This pipe separates the first and the second value. You see you have 8. How about if our value is whole number integer? You just check and return value based. First I'm going to check this. If this divided by 2 equal to 0, then return int. That's all. If the remainder theorem is equal to 0, return it as integer, else return it as float. And that should resolve the issue of always bringing a floating number. Okay, you see here we have 8. How about giving it a value that is more than 8? Okay, something that is going to bring, okay, 7 plus 2 is 9. Let's say we're trying to do multiplication or something, and this should bring 9.0. 7 plus, you can see it's 9.0, and that's it. But I'm more concerned about trying to, you know, use this in our Jinja template. I want to be sure I get the value of this in BTC so that we have it in Naira and we also have it in BTC showing as well. And how do we do that? You we have a library called Bitcoin value. You can install, grab this library, install it to your virtual environment, exit. To install to your virtual environment, you slash env, okay, I'm in the wrong folder, okay, dot slash env slash bin slash pip install, paste that, okay, I have a repetition, just delete this and install from here. And also remember, if you are to use this in your app that you're going to ship, please add it to your requirements. Think if you can find your requirements in this requirements.txt, you add the file there, you add the name of this app as Bitcoin value. Okay, the Bitcoin value has been installed. And what are you to do next? You're going to test it, read through the documentation. The documentation says you import, after installation, you import it as this. So we're going to open a terminal, bench console. We're going to run test first before using it. Import Bitcoin value, then you declare your variable like this, or not a variable, it's more like initialization. Then to get the current value, you use .fetch, so it becomes .fetch. Okay, this gives you the current value of BTC at $63,125 39.67. And all I care is I'm not interested in getting, because the value on my site is a local currency NGN. That's a local currency. I want to get the actual price of that BTC in this local currency. And how am I going to go about that? In your own country, you can also use your own currency codes. So once I'm done with this, it gives me a value of a 24,128,253.2667. Okay, that's all right. To implement this, I'm just gonna grab this code as it is, send it straight to my Jinja file, import it here, then just do I initialize it. Yeah, and get this. Okay, call it define, call it property in BTC. All I do is take the property price, then initialize this in Naira, then record that to get it in Naira, if the property is 100,000 Naira and this BTC is 24 million, it becomes 100,000 divided by 24 to get your current price. That is if how will I call it? If 24 million equals to 1 BTC, then 100,000 naira is equals to how many BTC? You cross multiply, you divide 100 by the total value of this BTC to get the right answer. Then I return NG, I return it in BTC, then the current value. Okay, it becomes my float price divided by what we got here. That should be returned to the page. Then you can grab this price in BTC, open the property page, www property index.html. In our loop section, yeah, for property in property, check for the price. Okay, here we are. Here is the price. Okay, might have to add a dash here and pass this in BTC, then pass the value property.grand total. Pass it here. Okay, we can restart our server. While it restarts, I'm going to explain. We picked up from the Jinja template, from the HTML, we pass the price, we get the current BTC in the local currency, divide the price by the current BTC price, we divide the local currency by the current BTC price to give us our house value or our property value in BTC. You can reload the web page and let's see if we get anything useful. Yeah, we got an issue. Says Jinja undefined. Yeah, this is undefined because we have not added it to this set of methods. Let's grab this, comma paste, and copy this, paste it here, and here save. Am I sure I've done something? I haven't done something. Let me check. Okay, I think I okay. This resolves the issue. You quit the server and restart. Team logs and you can see it's just clearly defined that could not find this property in the Jinja template. Can try to reload it now to see if it has recognized our Jinja code. Okay, nice. And yeah, you can see it, but man, I do not want to truncate this value. I think the best thing to do is to kind of break this page down. Like I stated earlier, I'm not the HTML, the CSS person, but I think a good resolution can come by just simply adding a break here. That should send it down to the bottom. Yeah, you see the current price in BTC. Here we have 48, and you see the price is different, 0.002. The 97 is 0.004, and the 230 is 0.009. I think you can see the difference. And how about changing the value? Okay, how about also trying to make a search and see if that will reflect as well. Yeah, it did, and hopefully now you've learned how you can write Jinja, your own Jinja, and apply it into the web page. And now you see it's working very fine with no issues. Thank you for watching. I hope you did learn a lot. Please do like and subscribe.